looks like we have a good set of participants joining us on our webinar today. So Aibon and good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us. Yes, during the crisis, it seems quite a challenging task, but for the education field during this current situation, it has been very, very demanding. Many of us are studying online, looking for opportunities, looking for possibilities of growth, looking at every avenue as to how we can pursue ourselves in terms of growing our career as well as earning an education. And what can candidates do? What are the job opportunities that are available? This is something that has been running because we're coming to the end of 2020, but how do we proceed ourselves to 2021? Yes, going with COVID is something that's really important, but on the other side, there are positives that's working out well with the situation that is there. More time for us to study as well. This is where we'd like to thank you all for joining us on a very exclusive discussion as we launched you something very, very special for you. And it's done by ESOF Metro Campus. ESOF Metro Campus celebrates 20 years of excellence this year and has created opportunities for over 30,000 students every year. Their solid reputation for delivering high quality and affordable academic programs, a range of choices that you have, and it's with some of the best lecturers in the country. ESOF Metro Campus, together with BCS Higher Education Qualification, today brings you something very special following the success of the Certificate in IT online program. We move on to the Diploma in IT program that we introduce you for today. For BCS Higher Education Qualification, they have produced more than 60 World and Sri Lankan Prize winners, and it's all thanks to the success of the candidates as well as the lecturers. I'm Sharon Mascarenhas, joining you as your moderator for this discussion, and the objective, like I said before, is the launch of the online BCS HEQ or Higher Education Qualification Diploma level, where we look forward to taking you in detail as to how we go with the program. Now, the duration of the webinar is only for 1 hour, and we would like to take your questions towards the end of the session. Now, if you give me a minute to introduce you to our panelists. Joining us today, we're very honored to have with us the founder of ESOF Metro Campus and the current managing director of ESOF Group, a popular lecturer for BCS, BIT, and MBA programs with over 28 years of teaching experience, MBBS doctor with many IT and business qualifications, and he's a past president of the Computer Society of Sri Lanka and was also served as the president of the South Asia Regional Computer Confederation. Good evening, Dr. Dan.
Good evening.
He's the founder, managing director of ESOF Group of Companies, and he's our panelist. Joining us next is the CEO of ESOF Metro Campus and director of ESOF International, an experienced IT practitioner. He has served in many organizations in implementation as well as management capacities. He counts over 23 years of lecturing experience for subjects such as BCS HEQ, a fellow of BCS and a member of the IEEE, the Computer Society of Sri Lanka, and an association of computer machinery. He possesses a Bachelor of Science honors degree from London Metropolitan University, UK, and a master's degree in IT from Charles Sturt University in Australia. The CEO of ESOF Metro Campus. Good evening, Nishan.
Good evening, everyone. Hi.
Joining us next is the COO of ESOF Metro Campus, and he counts over 19 years in the education industry, including 14 years of lecturing experience. He graduated from BCS, the Chartered Institute of IT, in the year 2005 and holds an MBA from Cardiff Metropolitan University, UK. Good evening, Gopinath.
Good evening to everyone.
And we're very honored also to introduce you to a very special invite who is also joining this session, probably to take you through the questions that you'll have. Professor Ruan Abeysekara, the professor of computer science in an experienced IT professional, holds a PhD, Doctor of Engineering in Computer Science, master's degree from the University of Colombo, Bachelor of Science, and he has more than 25 years of experience in academic delivery and management with different capacities in state and non-state organization. He heads the School of Computing as the Dean School of Computing at ESOF Metro Campus. Good evening, Dr. Ruan.
Good evening.
Great to have you all with us on a very important discussion. I'm going to start with the founder, managing director of ESOP Group of Companies, Dr. Dayan Rajapaksa. Dr. Dayan, after a successful launch of the BCS Certificate Online program, as the next step, ESOP is launching the BCS Diploma Online program today. Can you please explain about the features of the BCS Diploma Online?
Yeah, okay. Sharon, thank you very much. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us with ESOP Metro Campus. Indeed, actually, we are very happy with the acceptance of the online programs by the students. Basically, we had a complete set of students who basically joined the BCS certificate level courses to study completely online. And even the students who actually joined for our physical classes, they had no choice because we had only very few physical classes between the first wave and the second wave. So they also had actually to compel to resort to the distance learning mode. I think all in all, it was a very good response that we got. We are very happy. We got a few international students as well joining with us. And most importantly, actually, the happiness is actually all the students who faced the exam also gave a lot of confidence and positive feedback. They were very happy that they were able to, despite our not having much physical interaction, they had managed the subjects very well. They have answered all parts of the questions, although some subjects on and off in a sitting maybe a student may feel difficult, but of course, many students have successfully attempted the exam. So I think that is one thing that we can use as a measure of success of this mode of delivery. So therefore, actually, as we promised, we are happy that now we are launching the diploma level because we had to somehow take the students who joined with us, keeping trust on us. They embarked on a journey, so they are on a journey to get graduated via BCS professional examining via BCS HAQ. So therefore, we can't drop them halfway through. So although it was challenging for us because diploma level has so many optional subjects. So in the certificate level, we had only 3, but here we have more than 10 subjects that we have to deliver. So we are all ready to actually launch most of the subjects, including the new subjects what BCS launched for the very first time from 2021 May. BCS actually introduced 4 subjects for the diploma level, very new subject. So I'm really happy that our team at ESOP really took up the challenge and we are ready to deliver most of the subjects except actually big data. All the other subjects are on offer on our online learning platform. So as most of the students who did the certificate level, they know that our platform comes in form of video recorded lectures so that they can actually follow the lecture at a time convenient to them. Plus it comes with some exercises, which are basically interactive exercises, which actually allows them to review the lesson, whether they really understood the concepts or not. That is also will be part of this platform. Plus, this time actually we will be having some virtual revision sessions they are a live, the module leader will have some sessions. We thought of actually having it monthly so that students will clarify their doubts without waiting till the last end. In fact, in certificate level, we had a revision session which was very successful with good attendance we had, but that we organized only towards the end. But learning from that one, this time actually every month, we are going to have a kind of a revision to review of what they have already done, to clarify any doubts. So that is how actually the learning experience will be in the BCS diploma level. So in my subsequent terms, I will explain further about subject selection for the BCS diploma level and way forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dayan, and thank you for coming back in lecturing, because I think there was a very positive response where a lot of candidates were like coming back to the Guru, and some of them who discontinued with the certificate level has the opportunity now to continue with the diploma in IT. My next question would be to Nishan, Mr. Nishan Sembakutiarachi. Generally, when we have physical classes, there is a more positive approach of a candidate coming and asking the kind of question we want. But here we have the option of going online, and even an international student has the facility of gaining great benefits of doing online classes. What's your viewpoint on this? How do you see in comparison to the traditional in-class system?
Okay, excellent question. First and foremost, I have to say that compared to learning from any other course provider, learning with eSoft would be special because we have been with the BCS for 20 years throughout. We've been there from the beginning. And we are basically the only accredited course provider in Sri Lanka for the BCS IHEQ. And we have also had the largest number of world and Sri Lankan prize winners being produced. So this is the wealth of experience that we bring into this platform, and we basically poured our passion and our heart and everything into this to make sure that the platform is basically top-notch in terms of the content that is covered. So an excellent question. How does it stand out from the normal in-class learning? A couple of things. Number one, I could say that the online platform would give you self-paced learning because not everyone learns at the same speed. You sit in a class, you have to go at the speed that the lecturer is delivering, and you have to go with the flow basically. But this being the online platform, students can take it as slow as they like or as fast as they like. So the self-paced learning, I think, is one of the most important aspects of the platform. And also the students can learn at their convenience, anytime, any place, basically. Not everyone can afford to allocate a fixed day and time for their studies. If you're doing in-class learning, it'll be maybe the weekend, a couple of hours to spend, but not everyone can do that. Everyone is going to be busy with their work and their careers. And Corona has made things much worse. People need to concentrate more on their careers and staying employed, right? You have to give priority to your work. So naturally, this is a time where your own personal goals and professional development requirements may be neglected. So it becomes less of a priority. So learning, the digital learning platform that we have is therefore invaluable. Students can access it from anywhere, anytime that they have some free time, can use it on their laptop or on their mobile device. That's the beauty and versatility that they have in an online platform. Third, I would say is the students can go back and revise the content at any time because the content is there online every time, all the time. We don't remove any content. We try to add as much content as we can. So students can go back and revise anytime that they like. Also, we have online exercises, which students in a normal classroom environment would not get the luxury of being able to do in a limited amount of time. So we have used gamification features where quizzes and various other concepts are used. For example, we have column matching, fill in the blanks, and many other activities that are incorporated, fun activities sort of to make the learning process more engaging and more interesting. And as Dr. Dan said, we'll also be organizing live revision sessions to prepare the students for the exam. We did that already for the certificate level exams that very recently concluded. And we organized that over a three-week period. And the attendance was marvelous. We were very encouraged by the numbers that attended and also the wonderful feedback that we got. So in a nutshell, I would say those are the benefits of learning online. I think compared to the students that come to the physical classes, the platform that we have developed and the content that we have developed will basically take them on to the next level. It'll be a win-win situation where they get to learn the latest material, they get to cover the syllabus, no problems in missing any classes, everything is there. And we, of course, get the benefit of opening this up to more and more customers and students. Sharon?
Thanks a lot, Nishan. Thanks a lot, Nishan. I think it's also great that there are activities and fun ways of learning, because sometimes constantly listening to a lecturer can be a lot. So therefore, having all these revisions, having it in a very new, encouraging way would definitely help. But Dr. Diane, I want to ask you, a lot of them will come to you and ask you, how do I adjust my path with the number of subjects that is there? And then there is this confusion, can I select this subject? Can I select that subject? BCS diploma itself has 1 compulsory subject and 3 optional subjects to be selected from a range of optional subjects. Can the students select their subjects? How would you encourage them? What sort of a specific area of interest would you recommend? Would it be towards networking or software engineering? How would you sort of encourage students to choose or select?
Yeah, okay, Sharon, good question. Actually, most of the students, even some students actually who attended our revision requested for us to actually organize a session to guide them on subject selection. Because since it comes with now certificate, of course, no issue because all subjects are compulsory. But here, a lot of options available now. Number of options are increased by BCS. So how do they select a subject? For me, actually, I would like to share a small presentation where I have just wanted to share some thoughts about subject selection. But what I have to tell them is actually, ultimately, the choice is yours, right? We don't want to tell that, just because I told you do this subject, don't do it. Make a careful, wise analysis based on, your field of chosen, prospective job requirement and maybe easiness of the subject, feedback from your friends. All these need to be taken into consideration, and also your own strengths. Some are very good in certain areas, whereas others are not good. Actually, something that I must just general thing that I can tell you is that some students may have been very strong in certain areas in their subjects in certificate level. For example, if you have been very strong in the computer and networking area, you know that you have realized that area is one of your strong areas. So selecting a more advanced subject in that area is also one of the strategies, because I was good in that. So therefore, I chose the advanced subject in that particular area. But anyway, some people want to learn something more. Maybe they want to select something else. So that's all up to you. So I will share this set of slides which I have prepared. I hope that you all can see it. It's visible, right?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay.
Can see.
Now in the diploma level, you know that to complete the BCS diploma stage, that you need to pass the compulsory subject, which is the core module, which I will explain in a little while, plus 3 optional modules. So that's the minimum requirement. So core module plus 3 optional modules you need to pass. So altogether 4 subjects you need to pass in the diploma level to complete that. Of course, if you do more than that, that is still will be notified in your transcript that you have done 1 more subject. That is depending on if you want to specialize and gain more knowledge. So the compulsory module is professional issues in information systems practice. That is talking about some general topics that every IS practitioner need to learn. And I'll be doing this module to the diploma level after some break, which I took from physical classes. But I'm happy that one of my favorite subjects, which I taught for more than 15 years or close to 20 years, I'm teaching back. So this is where you learn about law, ethics, and also about organizations. So that is your compulsory subject. So there's no shortcut for this. You have to do this. And also keep in mind that BCS actually relatively marking is relatively strict on this subject. You have to write to the point, and you have to be very well prepared to all areas in the syllabus, and you must attempt the exam, because otherwise I have seen that many students come down in this paper because they go really prepared for past exam questions. So don't do that because the subject is tough, and you can't just prepare for past exam questions and go and get through it, because really especially the marking in this subject is very, very strict. So you have to write to the point. right? So we are all ready to prepare you to this subject and face this subject confidently at the exam. Then when you come to the electives, optional subjects, now these are the optional subjects which is on offer for BCS. So computer networks is there, database systems, IT project management, object-oriented programming, system analysis and design, principles of internet technologies, software engineering part 1, because we have software engineering part 2 in the PGD level. So we have software engineering part 1. And these are the subjects that is there from the previous subject lot. And then also BCS introduced a new set of subjects which will be examined for the first time at the next exam, which is on smart systems, which is a very important topic. We know that everything is becoming smart around us. So people also have to be smart to use those technologies. So IoT, smart systems, these kind of technologies are being taught here. That's one subject. User experience. We know that the applications are becoming very common now, even on mobile phones. So we have to give a very elegant, delightful experience for the user. That's an art. User interface and user experience is an art. So you cover that as a separate subject, because nowadays UI engineers itself are a very significant, important role in the industry. User interface engineers, UI designers. So that's the area you cover. And web application development, which is a very practical subject where you can develop web-based systems. And the other one is big data management. Unfortunately, we are a little bit behind actually in this subject. We apologize. Actually, we are not unable to offer this for March, the next sitting. But of course, definitely the work has been started, and we will guarantee that it will be available from the ESOP will provide the course for big data management also from the next sitting. Right. So these are the new subjects. So I would say that when you are selecting subject, there are 3 selection mechanisms. One is based on your specialization, right? For example, okay, I want to be a network engineer. I want to be a cloud based, for example, I want to become a cloud-based services admin. I want to become a software engineer. I want to become a UI expert. I want to become a web engineer. So that is based on specialization, you can select subjects. So if you select subjects which will favor or which will cover the subject areas which is needed for your future job. Or you can select based on relative easiness, right? Some subjects are relatively easy for you to pass the exam. I mean, when you say easy, it is easy for me. Maybe it is easy for difficult for someone else. That is based on your strengths. Certain subjects, if I'm a very good, writer, if my English is good, if I can explain very well, a theory subject would be much easier for me. But whereas if I'm a very not good at very verbose style writing, but I'm very good at logical reasoning and analysis, maybe a more technical subject is easy for me. So that is what I mean by relative easiness of the subject. Then some people actually, they don't want to do programming. They are scared to program. But of course, I must tell you that if you have any fear for programming, you must get rid of that fear, because anyway, software development and IT is all about system development. So therefore, you should remove that fear of programming. But anyway, if you have some kind of a phobia towards programming, there are certain subjects which you should avoid because they have coding. Because some students go for a subject which is having programming with the intention of thinking that they can pass that subject without writing any code. That is impossible, right? If there is a programming subject, you can't pass that subject without writing any piece of code or instruction. It's impossible. Therefore, if you have that kind of a phobia, fear for programming, don't select those subjects. And then, of course, you can select based on your lecturer preference. Some people like certain lecturers. They like their presentation style. They understand that lecturer's presentations better. So that's another choosing criteria. And the other one is, of course, we have also BCS lined up with NVQ qualification. Now, by doing BCS diploma level, you can get an NVQ qualification. And there are certain subjects that should be done in order to get your NVQ certificate. If you have that NVQ goal, of course, if you don't have the NVQ goal, you can forget about that. So this is basically the selection strategies, So 5 strategies based on specialization, based on relative easiness, whether you have programming or not, lecturer preference, and finally based on what is needed for you to get NVQ certification. Now, if you look at this one, you can see now, based on specialization, I would like to give you some ideas. Now, if someone wants to be in software field, you can take one or more of these subjects. Of course, you have to only select 3. Now, for example, if you are doing software, you can do database, because anyway, any software system backend is database. So you can do database system. IT project management you can do. Object-oriented programming you can do. You can do system analysis and design, relatively theory subject, but again, software side. Software engineering part 1 you can do, again, relatively about software process and theories. Smart systems you can do, right? User experience you can do, right? So that is, those are if people are going in software side. If they're going in network and admin side or server admin side, they can do computer networks. They must do computer networks. They can do database. They can do project management. They can do principles of internet technologies, and they also can do smart systems. So there are students who are interested in networking and administration, server administration side. There may be some people who are really interested in web and web-related development. So you can do database, you can do project management, you can do principles of internet technologies, you can do user experience and web application development. I would say, ideal for such students would be maybe database, maybe web application and user experience, or database, principles of internet technologies, and web application development, where you really get practical hands-on web application development. So this is based on specialization. You can choose subjects. Now, based on the past examiners' reports and the students' comments, I mean, these are subjects which people say that they are relatively easy. IT project management, relatively easy to pass. More theory. So if you study that, it is easy. Software system analysis and design is relatively easy. Software engineering is relatively easy to pass because it's again more theory. Actually, all these 3 subjects are theory. IT project management. Database management, database systems has certain amount of practicals, but that is also, if you learn it systematically, it's relatively easy to pass. And principles of internet technologies are also students' feedback, relatively easy for you to pass. So, your strategy can be, you can choose 2 things. I can select one easy subject, as well as I can select one subject which is very, very important for my career. Right, so that means you can pick and choose one or two from this basket, and since you don't want to be really overtaxing yourself, you can select one of these also, which is falling under that category. Based on no programming. Now these are the subjects where there is no programming things are involved. You don't have to write code. Project management, no coding. Software engineering, no coding. System analysis and design, no coding. Computer networks, no coding. User experience, no programming, no coding. Smart systems, there is no coding. But if you take WOP, if you take database, if you take the other subject, web application development, principles of internet technologies, those subjects you have to write code. Not big programs, but at least small snippets or sections of code you have to write. But these subjects doesn't have any programming. Based on your lecturer preference, of course, I cannot tell you who's a preferred lecturer for you, that you must decide. I think in our next, Nishan will show who are the lecturers who will be doing these subjects, will be shown. So you all can, consider that also, your lecturer preference. And finally, with regard to your NVQ, now NVQ level 6 qualification, if someone aiming to get an NVQ qualification, for them actually there is no choice. They have to do these subjects because these are the only ones which the TVEC has approved. If you want NVQ level 6 in software stream, you have to do the core module, you have to do the WOP, You have to do software engineering, you have to do system analysis and design. There is no, I mean, actually for, if your target is NVQ level 6 qualification, NVQ certificate also, for you actually there are no choices. You have to pick all these subjects in this basket. Of course, if you want, you can do one extra. For example, I would strongly recommend those who are doing NVQ, core paper, OOP, SC, SAD. Maybe if you are not good at database, do database subject also. One thing is basically it is something that is needed for every IS developer, right? So this is NVQ in software stream. If you want to go for NVQ in network stream, you have to do professional issues, core paper, computer networks, principles of internet technologies. Actually, there was a subject that they had here, it was discontinued. That is IT services management subject was the earlier one that was discontinued now. Now we have proposed smart system subject for TVEC, but still the final approval has not been given. Actually, still there is a gray area on this. What we have proposed is smart systems. Hopefully that will be approved by the TVEC. But those who are actually selecting NVQ level 6 in the network stream, please get this further verified towards the middle of the course, whether smart system was approved by the TVEC as the replacement subject, because this subject is the new subject which they used to replace the previous subject which was there, which is IT services management. So this is about subject selection. So anyway, we are already, our team is
Dr. Dayan? Thank you, Doctor, for taking us through that presentation. That was quite detailed, quite informative, and I think it gave an avenue to a lot of people to support in the kind of subjects that you want to select, what areas that you want to specify in, whether it's into software, programming, or web, because we constantly get these questions that a lot of you can't decide on the pathway, and I'm sure that presentation kind of supported you in your way forward as well. Now, if you just joined in, welcome. We're introducing you to a complete new online diploma in IT qualification courtesy of BCS together with ESOF Metro Campus. And I'm going to ask Dr. Gopinath, Mr. Gopinath Subramaniam, a lot of them has the financial issue this year, but they would also probably wonder, doing it virtual, would it be costing more because it's a lot of work? What's the fee structure like for the BCS Diploma online program? Is it going to be different to the regular physical class fees? Gopi?
Hello, yeah. Sorry, I couldn't hear the question, Sharon, because
basically what I said was, is the course fee going to be different from the physical payment fees or the online program?
No, actually, as you said, considering this financial situation currently, we have decided not to have any differentiation in the pricing model. So it's the same current diploma, the in-class fee is being charged for the online model as well. So the fee detail goes as it will be 60,000 as the course fee. We are doing all the subjects, and if they sometimes, as you said, there are repeaters or who want to continue, who have discontinued the subjects, they can even, if they are partially completed and they want to join with this diploma platform online to complete subject by subject based on the new subjects also which are available, they can register subject wise, which costs them 18,000, and we offer them flexible installment schemes as well. So therefore, we have not differentiated any pricing in the in-class or online model. It's going to be the same for them.
All right. Thanks a lot, Gopi. My next question is to Nishan. With the BCS exams being offered in many countries around the world, there are a lot of foreign students, especially in the Middle East countries, who started the certificate level and couldn't continue for the diploma, but are they able to register for this online program? Is there a difference in terms of fees, Nishan?
Yes, with the BCS exams being offered worldwide, there are quite a number of international students who are already studying with us. And so the BCS qualifications are globally recognized, as you know. And wherever you have a British council, you also have the option of sitting for the exams there. And so essentially what this means is that there are so many international students who are interested in doing these programs. As far as I know, the BCS HQ is officially offered in countries like Nepal, Mauritius, Nigeria, Ghana, Pakistan, and so on. But we do have students who are registered and learning with us in other countries as well, especially the Middle East. We have a few in Oman, Dubai, and Bahrain. So the answer is yes, we do allow international students to register. And there will also be students who would like to register and learn the content, but not necessarily sit for the exams, because the subjects themselves are quite interesting, quite informative. And also in certain cases, they can be generic to other programs, other courses as well. So a student who, for example, is registered for another undergraduate program or a degree would, for example, find some of our subjects very useful. So even for those programs, they are able to register on a subject by subject level. So we encourage all manner of students and professionals to register. And so as Gopi mentioned, we do allow subject-wise registrations as well. In terms of the course fees, we do have a separate fee for international students, which is priced in line with the international standards. But again, you'll find that our course fees, what we charge even from an international student, is much less compared to what they would have to pay with other providers for similar programs. So the opportunity is there. And for Sri Lankans who are living in other countries, of course, they can make use of the local price in order to register, because we'll provide them with whatever the support they need to complete their education wherever they are. Sharon, over to you.
Thank you, Nishan. And thank you, Nishan. And to all the candidates who have joined us from overseas for this webinar, we'd like to welcome you as well. I think we're experiencing bad weather conditions, and hence the reason why, if you are safe in your area, please be informed that this has been recorded so you can watch us later. But we have a couple of minutes more, so please stay on. Gopi, are we having any special offers for candidates joining us online? Some Christmas bonus benefits?
Yeah, actually, with the launch of this BCS diploma, what we have decided is, for those students who are registering with us for the diploma, where they have to do 4 subjects, including the core module. As a support, what we are going to do is we are going to give them an additional subject free, so that they get a hands-on experience in another new subject area. As highlighted by Dr. Dayan, if you see, there are many additional subjects to gain the knowledge and experience which they can select. So taking that into consideration and to give them a comprehensive knowledge on whatever the field they are going to select. So we thought of coming up with where they can get an additional subject free for those who register for the diploma level with us at the moment. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Gopi. Thank you for that opportunity. And I think there are other benefits, but there was one question that was, we'd like to ask you to send in your questions in the Q&A chat box, or you can drop it in the chat system. We'll be happy to take your questions. Dr. Dayan, there was one question that came in. Will these subjects, the diploma in IT, support a candidate in the future career that they're doing? That was one of the questions that was asked by the candidates. What's your view on this?
Actually, generally, if you look at the job demand in Sri Lanka, basically more trend is more opportunities are there in the software development side. So if they can actually either master software development or web development areas, it's good. But of course, some may have a passion to become a network specialist, which is also actually growing. But only thing is, the number of jobs that in that area is relatively. I mean, if there are 2 jobs in networking, there may be even 10 or 100 jobs that will be good jobs in software. And software, actually, everyone can grow very fast. In networking, actually, your growth may be limited, depends on how fast your company is growing, and not many can grow at the same time. But whereas in a software setup, actually all engineers can grow as long as they are doing well in their respective projects. So I would say in career perspectives in Sri Lanka, actually software stream and web stream has a higher amount of opportunities if it is not actually difficult for you. So I think they should get on that area.
Dr. Dan, I think another area that a lot of them will look at is, I'm after A-levels now. What can I do? Where do I start? Will be the common question. And then what's my pathway from there? Where do I take it on further? Should I decide on the kind of jobs that's available in the market now itself? I think a lot of them are inspired by you as a lecturer, and they ask this question constantly: who do I become? Because sometimes after A-levels, they're all confused with what they want to do.
Yeah, so actually, Sharon, after A-levels, whom do I become? Now, actually, I think most students have realized that IT is very, very lucrative field, and it's growing very fast. And also during this COVID, if you see the amount of jobs that was unaffected, if you look at that was IT, and even now the companies are doing more recruitments because there are more projects. IT is something that you cannot now, stay away. Sometimes when you face these kind of challenges, the requirement for solutions are also growing. So now a lot of companies had to actually go for new innovations and new systems because of that. Therefore, a lot of new projects also have come. I think this demand will not change, at least for next 2 to 3 decades, it will not change. So I think no doubt, if you want to grow fast, if you want actually to become, now school children, first aim should be to earn a 6-digit salary, right? You start from somewhere. I think you can get on to a 6-digit salary. If you look at the fastest profession where you can get on to a 6-digit salary is IT, right? You cannot do anything else and get a 6-digit salary faster than this one. I'm 100% sure that is the field. And also the other thing is the amount of jobs that are available, right? I mean, some companies now, even we are partnered with some Indian giant software companies. They're looking for thousands. Actually, they want to employ 3,000 people in Sri Lanka within the next 2 years, right? So therefore, the volumes are also there. So it's not just 1 or 2 jobs. You get hundreds or thousands of these jobs, and that demand will further increase. So I would say definitely IT is your choice. And I would recommend, if you want to really look at becoming, real fast growth in your profession and career, look at starting your career with IT specialization, and then look at becoming your own entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur by going for a startup project with a couple of your friends and so on. That will definitely give you an enormous growth, which you cannot match with anything else.
Thank you, Doctor. My next question would be to Professor Ruan. I know you've been there for a very long time. A lot of them ask this question on recognition for BCS. Could you give us a short detail on that? What's your view on that? Because the choice or the kind of stepping stone in choosing HEQ is something that's vital. What's your view on the recognition of HEQ?
Actually, when it comes to BCS HEQ, it has recognition in many ways. The first thing is it's a professional qualification. When a person has an academic qualification, even he can pursue this qualification and get the professional recognition from the industry, and professional body membership is a very important thing as a professional. So to become a professional from a person who is having the knowledge, skills, and the competencies is also a very good thing. So that is one way. And the second thing, or other hand, we can consider when it comes to BCS HEQ, starting from certificate level, diploma level to the professional graduate diploma level, the students has equivalent qualification from the academic pathway. If we compare to the academic pathway, the first year of a university degree, academic qualification is mostly equivalent to the certificate level, and diploma level it is equivalent to the second year. So that is why when the students who has completed the BCS diploma level, they can diploma level with the project, they can directly register with the university and do a top-up degree and top up their education and get a top-up degree from the academic pathway. So then if they completed both, they can get the academic qualification plus the professional qualification. So now when it comes to the professional graduate diploma with the project, that is also equivalent to UK honors degree. So that is not a degree, but that is equivalent to honors degree, UK honors degree. So that is the third level. And at the same time, now when it comes to Sri Lanka, BCS qualification is recognized by the TVET, Tertiary and Vocational Qualification Commission, with the National Vocational Qualification level. So the students who completed up to diploma level, they can get NVQ level 6 qualification. So that is also value added or special thing the students can get. That is special benefit to the students. So now, as a summary, when the students who pursue this qualification, they can get the professional qualification plus the academic qualification by doing small things. So because of that, this is a good pathway, and this is a rapid and very convenient way to get qualified with both the academic and professional.
Thank you, Professor Ruan, for taking us through that detail. There's a question I would like to ask Nishan to answer this. I do like programming. I'm talented in it. What subjects do I choose? So if I am to do programming, I think Dr. Dayan took us through a fantastic presentation. If you just joined in, it's all right. You can take a look back as to how much you missed. But the question is, and after doing the diploma, do you think I could get a job in the IT field? This is a very common question for a lot of beginners who are straight after A-levels, they complete it. How do I step on it? Nishan, what's your view on this?
Yeah, good question. So the student says that he's interested in programming. So there are a number of subjects that he could do. He could do the software engineering part 1 and then the part 2. He could look at doing the internet-based or the web-based development subjects, the internet technologies subject and the web application development subject. He could do the database subject because that will be essential for someone who's doing software engineering or web engineering. So there are some quite interesting subjects that he could choose from. And with regards to the question as to can I get a job with the BCS HEQ qualification, the answer is most definitely yes. There are so many students who have completed the BCS qualifications and gone on to be employed in great positions in the IT sector as software engineers, networking specialists, solutions providers, architects, designers, and so on. So the BCS qualification is well established locally and internationally, and it's well known by the employers. And so because of that, finding employment, of course, would not be a problem. However, key thing is that the person must develop the skill. Simply having the qualification is not going to be of any help. I mean, there are people who can study for something and go and sit for an exam, but especially when it comes to IT, it is essential that you develop the practical skills and you have the ability to do what you are talking about. So that's essential. So anyone who has the ability to develop that level of skill, employment is not a problem, especially when you take the IT sector here. The demand is many times over the supply. Employers are looking for skilled people, but unable to find the needed quantity to fill the ranks. So in terms of getting themselves properly qualified, employment is not an issue.
Thanks a lot, Nishan. My next question will be to Dr. Dayan. We have a lot of industry professionals who have discontinued. Some of them would have done one subject in the certificate level and then would be encouraged to continue with the HEQ. Would you recommend them combining the certificate and diploma and studying together? What is your viewpoint on this? Or should they start from fresh? They're having a little bit of industry experience as well. And we see a lot of professionals who are very much encouraged to continue with the HEQ.
Yeah, Sharon, thank you. Actually, that's a good question. I mean, BCS is a platform where, you know, people with a certain amount of experience can quickly gain their paper qualifications. So if you can find some time, even doing BCS certificate level and the diploma level parallelly is not impossible. For example, some people might like to take a break in their respective career, or maybe they have lost their job and then they want to look at how fast can I learn something and get on with a new field. Of course, if you can spend 6 months to 6 to 7 months for a particular sitting, I would recommend doing certificate and diploma level together. It's only 7 subjects, so which is not impossible. But anyway, you can take at your own pace. So it's up to you. For example, some students are doing this while doing A-levels. Maybe they can do it to support their ICT subjects in advanced level. So those students actually may take maybe 1 or 2 subjects per sitting, even not taking all 3. So it depends on how much of time that you can allocate and how fast you want to complete the qualification.
Dr. Dan, if somebody would ask, is this difficult? Is it difficult to do the HEQ? Is IT difficult? Because a lot of them are coming after the school JIT subject and they're like confused. But then we also have heard very interesting, encouraging parents who are sending their children who are at the age of 13, 14, also you start IT. What's your view on that and your experience with candidates?
Actually, it's not difficult. It is not difficult. I would not say it is easy. I would not say that it is easy. It's not easy, but it's not difficult. You know, because now this is not something that you cannot you cannot embark on this journey without putting an effort. If you are ready to put your effort and ready to learn, ready to spend some time, definitely this is not going to be hard. I mean, we have had students who have even taken all 11 subjects, right? All 11 subjects in one sitting, right? And got through all 11 in the same sitting. So that is extremely, you know, exceptional, I would say exceptional effort and competency, I would say. So even that is possible. So therefore, I mean, doing a single level and getting through all subjects of that is not a hard task. Even as you said, then school children are doing it. Now, for example, my son actually has sat for BCS diploma level exams these days. During, I mean, he had basically some subjects parallel with his O-levels. So he was doing O-level subjects and BCS subjects together during the same period without any problem.
Thank you, Dr. Dan. My last question to Nishan, and then I'll go on to Gopi to remind us once again on the benefits and offers that the candidates can get if they join the online diploma program. Nishan, why choose ESOFT to do the BCS HEQ?
Okay, interesting question. Let me share my screen while I am talking about that. So why choose ESOFT? ESOFT has been at the forefront of the BCS HEQ program from the beginning. Both Dr. Dan and myself have been lecturing 4 subjects here for a number of years. Dr. Dan has 27 plus or 28 plus years of experience. I have 23 years. We have an excellent academic panel who is supporting us with the other subjects. Dr. Dan himself is taking 3 subjects, and he's built up quite a reputation for these subjects that he's offering. I mean, he can teach these subjects in his sleep. That's the level of expertise that Dr. Dan has. And so we have some very eminent people who are delivering lectures for the other subjects as well. Ilham, for example, is well known for networks. He's a practitioner as well as an academic. Kanika, for example, who's doing smart systems, is doing his PhD in AI systems. So these are all prominent people who have plenty of years of experience in running these programs. So that's why we say that we have combined over 100 plus years of teaching experience. So why ESOFT? As we said, ESOFT is the only accredited course provider in Sri Lanka that offers the training. I believe that we are the only accredited course provider in the world for all 3 levels of the BCS HEQ. And we have produced more than 55 world and Sri Lankan prize winners. Our students have regularly been stealing the show at the local award ceremony. And we are quite happy and quite proud of that. Students who have done BCS with us are gainfully employed and doing quite well in the industry. We know students who, for example, having done BCS, have been done the certificate level and the diploma level of BCS, and then gone on to do their top-up degrees and then on to masters and PhD. And so we have people who are very young in age, but who have achieved the maximum at the academic and the professional level. So we do have plenty of success stories, people who have gone through the BCS pathway and are doing quite well in life. So ESOFT has a wealth of experience in running the program. We have our own material that we have developed, which is what we're using in the online platform. And in terms of additional support that we give, students who would like to clarify additional points can contact us via electronic means. And where necessary, we will arrange one-on-one support as well if they wish to clarify some very specific points. So from the start to the finish, we'll basically ensure that the students and the customers get a top-notch experience and basically get everything that they need out of this platform so that they can successfully complete the program. So rest assured, ESOFT will do the duty and the students can get a successful result. And it's also important to note that the platform that we have developed, the content that we have developed, it's not just for professionals who are working or people who are looking to enter into the job market. It's not just for students who have completed their A-levels and looking to do a degree level qualification. The program can also be used by school children. For example, you have the ICT subjects that are being done in school in the O-level and below. Now in year 6 onwards, you have IT being introduced as well. So parents are always looking at the options of sending kids for tuition. But if the students have access to this platform, this will basically be an excellent supplement or maybe even a replacement for the tuition that they have to go to, because this platform will give them some excellent knowledge which they can use in their school curriculum. So it's basically having a number of benefits. Parents can rest assured that the students are going to get basically the kind of coverage that is needed for them to cover the school syllabus.
Thanks a lot, Nishan. Gopi, can we once again remind about the benefits if they join for the online diploma in IT?
Yeah, so as said, the fee-wise, we have not differentiated. It's going to be the same fee that we offer for the physical classes, which is 60,000 for all 4 subjects, but they get a additional subject free when they register for the diploma with us. So as I said, they can even have the option of registering subject-wise. And additional benefits as highlighted by all the other speakers. So learn at your convenience. Best panel of lecturers with over 100 plus experience is another beneficiary which they get when they register through the online program. Learning at their convenient time. And also we have included activities, a lot of practicals. And also I saw some questions being asked, how the materials we have already prepared comprehensive presentations, and these are being uploaded in our portal, a comprehensive portal which they can download, they can refer. And also they will be getting, every month we'll be having some live webinar sessions to do a revision and prepare them well for the exams. So these are all the benefits which our students will enjoy definitely when they register for the BCS diploma. So based on the success of the certificate level, we have taken this initiative, and I'm pretty much confident and sure that this will be a big benefit for the students, and they're going to have a very good experience through us.
Thanks a lot, Gopi. We also would like to take this opportunity to thank all our viewers for joining us and sending us your questions. Thank you to our panelists, Dr. Dayan Rajapaksa, founder and managing director of ESOF Group of Companies, Mr. Nishant Sembakutiarchi, CEO of ESOF Metro Campus, as well as Mr. Gopinath Subramaniam, COO of ESOF Metro Campus, and Professor Ruwana Abeysekara, who heads the School of Computing as the Dean School of Computing of ESOF Metro Campus. Thank you for joining us for this webinar session. And to all our viewers out there, here's a fantastic opportunity for you to learn, explore yourself. We've given a very good detailed activation for you to select the kind of subjects that you want to go forward or proceed. In case you missed the webinar, you can rewind back. It's on Facebook as well. You can watch the whole webinar live. Thank you to our panelists, and certainly hope you'll stay safe. And to all our viewers, it's raining outside a little bit. I hope you would stay safe and have yourself a wonderful Sunday. In the event, if you want to find out more details, please log on to www.esof.lk. Take care and have yourself a wonderful evening.